Alright, Austin from Dragon Co. here, and Time Spiral Remastered recently was released as I record this video. I was lucky enough to be able to score a box from my game store. Their allocation, total number of boxes, was 12. This set is very underprinted, so problem getting packs out there, and I feel super lucky. I also feel super lucky that I was able to draft with this. We only were able to get 4 people that were safe in a good location, but that's better than a lot of other people, I'm sure, at this time. That's probably why the set is underprinted, is because it's a draft set, really, and there isn't much drafting right now, and so I bet they figured they could probably increase the price, increase the desirability of this box by just printing it less, since no one's going to be able to draft it. We didn't draft all the packs, as you can see down here. There are still packs in the box, so I'm going to open the rest of those on camera. Go through some of the decks that we made. It was really fun. This is just a great draft format, and I might end up making a cube like this or something like it. I just love Time Spiral cards. I was also fortunately able to score 5 additional packs at Walmart. They had the Walmart that is near me doesn't have a lot of MTG players, but even then they got torn up. They do have 3 booster draft packs, and I would have gotten some of those, but they didn't have any left. The one was like crunched and all mangled, and so I left that because it could have been tampered with, and got some regular packs instead. I don't know. They'll be getting a restock because the set isn't printed very, very highly. So yeah, let's take a look at some Time Spiral cards, though. I am super excited, especially the old border cards are really cool. The Time Spiral cards are really cool. This is that's just a group of stuff I got from my LGS. So let's take a look in here, see how I organize these cards. This is, I believe, nope, these are just random cards. I got a Dryad Arbor, so I'll just put him over here for now in the Dryad Arbor spot on my playmat. He will live there forever. Yeah, these are just random cards. Yeah, I got a Foil Slaughter Pact. I opened that one up. So what we did is we Winston drafted, but we took a little bit of a peek at some of the packs so that we could see some of the cards that we got, because it's exciting to open the packs. But Winston drafting, you each open 45 cards, so 3 packs usually, and then you shuffle those together into a pile, and then you lay the piles out, and you can draft from piles. I'll do a demonstration, I guess, with this. So, like, say that this is all the cards that you opened. We did a 4-player one. It's usually 2-player, but you lay it out. You have the big deck, and then you lay 3 other piles out like this, and then someone can look at this card. So there's Erratic Mutation. They decide whether or not they want it, and if they don't want it, they put it back down and put a card from on top of that. So the next person will get to look at 2 cards, and then you look at this next card, Bewilder. So you want Bewilder, you take it, and then this card gets put here. So the next person who looks at these cards gets to look at these 2, so Erratic Mutation and Calciform Pools. And if they don't want that, they put another card on. If you go through all these cards and you don't want them, you get a random card from the top of the deck there. So that was what we did. 4-player Winston draft. This is like a sideboard. Essentially, this is just chaff and tokens and stuff. Sorcerer Spyglass, dope card. Glad I have that. Just another copy of it. Not necessarily even the old border. Relentless Rat's going to need 87 of those. That's going to be fun. Someone else got a Virulent Sliver. Blighted Woodland, and Imperiosaur. Oh, Pact of the Titan. I actually did get a Pact of the Titan. So I have 2 of the 3 packs, I believe, that are in this set. The other 2 weren't good enough. That's a Foil Mireboa. Foils have definitely gone up. That's a Gaia's Anthem at Uncommon. That's pretty cool. Foil pack rates have definitely gone up. This is the buy a box or release day promo. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it looks so good. My LGS actually got more of these than they got boxes, so they were giving them out in other ways. That's some. Oh no, there's a foil Dovin's Veto. That's gonna be cool. Some more sleeves. Yeah. That's a dope card there. So yeah, just excited. This wastes. I have Panharmonicon. That's one of the big ones of the set. Oh, super excited about that. Got that Shinoff Sanguine Bond. I'm also pretty excited about. Leon's Triumph is cool too, and you can see the lighter. I mean, maybe you can see how light that black gets in this old foiling. Oh, it looks so good. Put that over there. And then this is the pile of other cards. These are, I got a Cloud Key. I didn't even realize that. I did not realize I got a Cloud Key. Okay, that's crazy, man. Crazy. This I think is, no, this isn't a deck. Is it a deck? No, it's not a deck. This is other stuff. Yeah, Yixlid Jailer. Remember when this card was spiking because of Hogak? Ooh, I have the old one in the old frame. I got it as soon as it went down a little bit, but actually you can see more of the art in this one. Really good card. Although it's really niche, it's really weird. Rebuff the Wicked, really good counterspell. I love, that there are so many counterspells in white in this set. This card was going up for a couple dollars, so I'm glad to be able to have picked one of those up. This is a swamp that I stole from my friend who provided lands. I shall have to give that back to him at some point, or he won't care. Both of which are entirely valid things. I saw this, apparently like one copy sold for $5 or something on TCG Player, and the pricing's been screwed up for forever. So, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the decks. I think I can, we'll see what happens. Is this a deck? No, this doesn't look like a deck. Ooh, there's a Lava Spike. That I'm really happy about. Search for Tomorrow's a good card, for sure. Life and Limb. That card causes some headaches. I probably should have been ordering these. I was trying to find the decks, though. Oh, so this is my sideboard. Because I know I had a Vesuvian Shapeshifter I was attempting to play. At least some of it was. I was just trying to play this Boom Bust, which is a good card. I got a Wheel of Fate. So what we did is after our first match, we got a second pack. Yeah, these are some of the ones that I had. After our first match, we had a second pack so that we could increase the power level of our decks. And it was a thing, for sure. This is 2 decks, I think. I think this is 2 decks. So we did the draft and then played a game and then got another pack and then played our final match, which is pretty cool. Pretty simple. This is a deck. This is a 4-color. Yeah. Okay. So this I think is where the decks separate. Here's the first. Yeah. So here's the first deck here. This is a 4-color with 2 3-pip. So we have Magus of the Future and Teferi. 2 3-pip rares in there. Teferi's a mythic, actually. And then black and red and green. This and Hypergenesis, of course. So this deck is attempting to make Empty the Warrens and Moronga Petroglyphs work. And I faced this in the first game, and this is honestly just Empty the Warrens without any storm with Muruganda Petroglyphs on the battlefield is crazy. Create 2 3/3s for 4 mana. That is actually really good. And then if you can get any of this other stuff off, this is mostly stuff, removal spells, stuff that just, sort of kills your opponent. And then Hypergenesis, you just kind of have to play it. This person was rare drafting, basically. And it was super fun to play against. Really nice deck. I don't think it did particularly well in the tournament, but it could have, which is the fun of Time Spiral, right? This was the winning deck of the tournament. This is a sort of Esper control, or Esper mid-range list. So it's got a lot of kill spells, but it's also got a lot of card advantage with the Rebel Searcher there. Sunlance. Momentary Blink isn't the best in the world, but we got a Resto Angel there. Massive Ghouls is fine. Delay is really good. Delay is, oh my gosh, Delay is so good. And then yeah, you get the Rebel Aura, so you could even tutor a Rebel removal spell if you needed to. This was in the bonus pack, but it's also pre-hardcore. Kills you. Then you can sacrifice children there. Children of Corliss. Sliver is a blocker for infinitely, and this, is at least a seal of Vindicate on the table. Singer Nosferatu is unbeatable. So, yeah. Pretty good deck. Can hold off your opponent for a long time, gain some card advantage, and then come in and just kill you. That's the deck that took the tournament down. Certainly killed me dead, for sure. This is another Esper. This is a more control-y deck, a lot more just straight up removal spells. That's a foil. Was I putting foils anywhere? Anyway, Prized Amalgam. Yeah, just more removal spells, more junky cards, but Dreamstalker. Yeah. Yep, that Sliver. Not really a way to win, although Mystic Confluence is pretty good. I'm happy about that card getting in there as well. That's a nice card. So yeah, that was our other deck. So we had two Esper sort of control-y lists. One was more control, one was more mid-range grindy, which is why it probably won. This was my deck. My deck was Naya Slivers. So we have I drafted 3 Green Seekers. I only played 2. I got some removal spells. 3 Sinew Slivers. I was basically the only player drafting Slivers, I guess, because I got 3 Sinew Slivers. Homing Slivers. I have come up with the phrase "when in doubt, Sliver cycle," and I am just loving it. By the way, this is how I draft. I'm a degenerate. Reflex Sliver. I didn't get really any of the Sliver payoffs. I was drafting kind of a Selesnya sort of beatdown deck, so we got these Outrider Encores and stuff. Thrill of the Hunt is really nice, especially actually with Green Seeker, because you can just dump it in your graveyard and you still have a spell. So you dump it in your graveyard, get the color of mana you need. Politis Sliver is really nice. Ivory Giant doesn't work the best in this deck, but it's still a 3/4 for 1. Usually in this format, usually don't die before that. Imperasaur is pretty good. And then some combat tricks. Arc Blade and stuff. I didn't realize actually how Suspend Heavy. I probably should have played my Joyra's Time Bug that I did end up drafting. But yeah, that's my deck. I got second place. I won my first match and then lost my second. But it was a super fun time, and got to actually draft Slivers. So now I might organize those in a second, but I wanted to go through them. I will definitely be organizing them in the future, but we'll see how it happens. I guess what we're gonna do here, I have foils. Yeah, okay, foils, and then our old border cards. Put all those over here. Oh, this is just a foil. I guess we'll put the foils in the foil pile. Old borders. Okay. And then we're going to start cracking some Time Spiral packs. Oh, God, I'm so excited. So we still have about half the box to go through. So there was 3 packs each for 4 players. So that's 12 packs. Right? Yeah, 12 packs plus 4 additional packs. So that's 16 packs opened out of a 36-pack box. We have over half the box left. 20 packs of 25, actually, because I got these other packs. 25 packs of Time Spiral Remastered left to go through here. Oh, man. This is just decadent. This set seems amazing. Okay, we have Primal Plasma, Gritting Ignis. All these cards are return it to your hand and then get the mana to cast it. So it's 4 mana, but you can keep generating Storm, which is absolutely crazy in a limited format. Sarcomite Mirror, Blight Speaker. This is a Rebel Tutor, really important card. A Black Rebel, probably good they didn't bring back the Mercenaries, honestly. Utopia Vows, pretty good. Salads. God, there's just so much stuff you can do in this set. I got this actually in my bonus pack, and I decided not to play it because I didn't know what to cut, and I didn't want to think it was like midnight. But this is a really good card. Flanking is a very good ability and probably really should be played by more white creatures. Giant Dust Wasp, just a decent creature. Some more Thalids, but this time in white. Psychotic Episode and Big Game Hunter, both really good for the Madness deck. Haze of Rage. Buyback cards. Wow. Return to Dust. I mean, it's an EDH staple. Used to be much better than it is. Probably a lot of people cutting it these days. Oh, second Cloud Key. As Cloud Key enters battlefield, choose artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, sorcery. Spells of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. That card is crazy. And oh, look at that. Brawl, Chief of Compliance. This is great for Storm decks. Probably both in limited, and it's going to definitely go in my Storm deck for my Commander Storm deck. And other things. The Sapperling token. That's dope. That's a really good, second pack. Did I just put the rare in here? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Put the rare in here for the first pack. That's some good stuff right there. Or was that the first pack? I don't even know, man. Yeah, I think that was the first one. Oh my gosh. Like I say, I had to stop for a second. That was dope. Yeah, this also has some, or I'll see some modern play. Gossamer Phantasm. Actually a pretty fine card. Simian Spirit Guide, love the new art. I wasn't going to play it in modern anyway. Everyone says. Dark Withering, very good in a Madness deck. Honestly, kind of fine and limited anyway. Very weird card. God, Time Spiral cards are so weird. And can create a shadow, but prevent all damage that would be dealt by it. So it can keep getting in, but it can't do any damage. Useful in certain situations. Again, all of them are crazy. This card's actually just really good. 2/2 for 2 with flanking. Just dope. Another Terramorphic Expanse. Where do I put colorless cards? Put it over there. You can't really see it, unfortunately. But yeah. Let's try and do some stuff here. Okay. Even Rift Watcher, pretty good card. Enters or leaves the battlefield, gain 2 life, so you want to blink it and stuff, block with it. Fathom Seer, interesting card. Politis Sliver, very good for the Slivers deck. Makes your Slivers into really hard to attack into creatures. Riftmark Knight. This card is very hard to play. I always kept wanting to get the value out of it, but sometimes I should probably just play it with play it without suspend. Imperasaur. I think this card is really undervalued, but also I love it was really good in Pauper Cube, and also I just love it in the Time Spiral art, or the time shifted art. I have that. I think that frame should be back. Extirpate, very interesting card. Was a bit of money for a while. Split Second is a wonky mechanic. Mystic Sanctuary. I'm there to make everyone hate me. In the old land border, that's a bit saturated. Right there. I'm not sure how I like that looking. I mean, it looks like an old card. It really does. There's a goblin token, really metal art for that. Let's keep going here. Open up. We got a Coral Trickster. Not a card I'm particularly fond of, but Twiddling is always good. Skurk Shaman. Very strange. It's got Intimidate. Actually, it's not that strange, I guess. Gossamer Phantasm again. That's a pretty standard one. This card's weird, but you can draw cards with it. It's probably fine. Again, just putting a bunch of mechanics together that was really good. Gorgon Recluse I love, because it's kind of got Death Touch, but kind of not. It's actually just blocks or becomes blocked by a non-black creature. Also, for Madness, 2 mana for a 2/4 is actually pretty good just anyway. Evolution Charm got tons of relevant abilities. I think I bought one of those for just for a commander. It's just a useful card. Dirkwood Baloth. Suspend isn't primary in green, but it's probably pretty good. Orcish Cannonade. Funny. I've actually played with Orcish Artillery as a card, so Fortify, pretty good. if you're going wide. Dreamscape Artist, I considered splashing this in my draft deck just to get more colors of lands out, and I was going to play Vesuvian Shapeshifter, and it just thins your deck super hard, especially in limited. Stormfront Riders. Oh wow, yeah, that card is weird. You have to return 2 creatures, but it makes 2 creatures, so at worst it's just a 4/3 flying. Oh no, return 2. Oh, so it returns it. Or another creature. Yeah, okay. So you make some other creatures to do stuff. You can do some weird loops with that, I'm sure. Premature Burial. Yep. Interesting. Paradise Plume. Seems fine for limited. Oh, yep, that's one I wanted. That is one that I was hoping for. Venser Shaper Savant. This card was, like $10 in price. Really interesting card, especially if you can blink it. The fact that it's like a weird counter spell, gets around uncounterable things, and it works really well in a blink deck. And then Zealous Conscripts. Did we have a token? Did I drop the token? What happened here? Is the token still in the pack? What happened? What happened here? I am confused. I'm confused. Anyway, I guess this pack doesn't have a token. At least it had a Zealous Conscripts, though. That's nice. I'm pretty happy with that. I have a couple Kiki Jikis from Mystery Booster. As you do, you get a couple Kiki Jikis. So Zealous Conscripts makes me pretty happy about that. Snapback. Oh god. Free spells are just insane. That's a fine sliver. Slivers have trample. This card is just dumb. It's a kill spell in blue. It's unblockable, which is fine. Target player discards a card, though. That can be brutal for 1 mana. Early in the game, or even late in the game, if they haven't played their bomb, or they bounced it back to hand, or something weird that you do in Time Spiral, that can be brutal. Feebleness. Got Flash. Edge of Autumn. I prefer this in the old frame, but this is an interesting card in land-based decks. For sure, there's a Giant Discwasp again. Sunlance, pretty good removal in limited for sure. Joyous Time Bug, doing some weird, shenanigans. Probably, like I say, I should have played that in my deck, but I did not. I should have counted on more suspend stuff. Dreamscape Artist again, and then Aven Mind Sensor. You can fully see that Rebecca Gay art. Lovely, lovely stuff. Very good card. Flash, flying. And stopping your opponents from tutoring. Everyone compares this to Opposition Agent and the power creep and white not getting good stuff. But of course, people forget that this is uncommon and Opposition Agent is rare. So there's at least a difference there. I wish they'd make more white creatures that did this. But this art is also just gorgeous. I do like the Future Sight frame, so I'm a bit torn honestly on that one. Fire Maw Kavu, so that's a takeoff of Flame Tongue Kavu. That seems really good. Yeah, that seems really good. 2 removal spells, or a good blocker trades with cards very well. Echoes probably a little bit much, but probably fine. Molten Slag Heap. These lands are fine. Didn't get too many of them. Sedge Sliver. I think that means we have a foil in this pack. So we already got our Sedge Sliver. All slivers have this creature who gets +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp, and they can regenerate. That's pretty okay, although the Slivers deck is mostly Naya, so it's not the best. Arcades the Strategist. This was the first real commander deck I ever built. I happened to pull one of these when it was like $20 in M19, back when I was just getting into Magic. And it still actually holds a price, and it just looks so much like the old Arcades Sabbath. Very good card. Love that. And our foil is Stone Cloaker. Very strange card. When you can save a creature, you have to actually return a creature you control to its owner's hand. So you can get, a bunch of, you can keep flashing this in and get enter the battlefield triggers, and you exile cards from graveyard. So a very strange card. Very strange, but really neat. Assembly Worker token for Urza's, that Urza's Factory. Yeah, 7 mana to make a 2/2. Not very good, but always fun to do. Grinning Angus again. Sarcomite Mirror. Very, very strange card, but also pretty much in flavor. Previewing colored artifacts, I believe, when it first came out. Dark Withering again. Strength in numbers. Very good. removal spell. You can make a lot of tokens, especially with something like Empty the Warrens in this format. Deadly Grub is not good. Pretty bad card. Bound in Silence, there we go. It's a pacifism, but it's a rebel. Previewing Tribal, I believe, when it originally came out. So you can search it. Very, very cool. Prismatic Lens, just a staple in a lot of decks. Dead and Gone, this is actually primo removal in this set. Being able to return creatures, bounce creatures in red. Very, very strong ability that's, I think, pretty underrated. Another Rebel Tutor. That's a good one. Looter Il-Kor, this card's just great. It's like Merfolk Leader, but it gets in 1 damage each time. Very good. It does only happen during combat, though, so you can't do it at instant speed. That card just seems pretty good, honestly. This, it's just a flyer. This usually doesn't happen, I don't think, but we got 2 of the charge lands, so that's most of those already got. Restore Balance. I think this is the final of the Suspend Mythics. I think there's no, actually no, they're all in there, aren't they? No, is the black one? Is yeah, they're all in there. So never mind. This is the 3rd one that I've gotten though. That's great. Restore Balance. Just casts balance. This one's legal in Commander. That white color indicator is not what I would like though. I don't like that. Ooh, Vandal Blast. Okay, I'm happy. Oh my god, got a Vandal Blast. And it's damaged. It is damaged out of the pack. Look at that. Look at that BS. It's damaged. You saw me open this back on camera. Anyway, that's fine. I'm not planning on selling the cards. There's actually some, I believe. There's one in here. There's one of the ones that I got. It might be one of the foils even. It might be the Dovin's Beetle. Who knows? It's one of these was damaged. I don't remember. Anyway, there was a card that had the marks on the back. That pretty similar to that mark, honestly. Yeah, I'm cracking these cards to play with, so it means I don't have to pay for this card. Pay for it like I paid for the box, obviously, but it is a bit disappointing, when you get cards that are damaged out of the packs. I'm, less of a stickler for those things. I play my cards sleeved, to keep them nice, but I also play them sleeved anyway, so it doesn't matter if they have too much damage on them. Think Twice, very good card, especially in limited. It's an instant. You have spare mana if you don't counter something or don't flash something in. Really good. Needle Peak Spider is just a really good blocker as well. But yeah, it is kind of disappointing. Vandal Blast by Seb McKinnon, though, very good stuff. Great commander card. Going to be playing that a lot. Mind Stab is not a great card, making people discard on turn 6 or turn 4. Both of those are bad, so don't do it. Kavu Primarch here. This card is very good. Kicker and Convoke, so you can pay for the kicker with Convoke. I love this card. Just really neat. Really good at common. Each player loses 2 life. Oh, that's actually, all right. Plays a Siphon. Another one of those. Tutors, Rebel Tutors. Seal of the Primordium. I like the cycle of seals. This is the 2nd cycle, I believe. They're both pretty good. This goes in my Pauper weird, stupid deck. It's just a 4/4 with trample. It's fine for 5 mana, honestly. A Shade that is white. Pretty good with Suspend, because of course they had to throw a mechanic on everything. Pendelhaven Elder. Also really good with... there's a lot of cards that are good with the sort of go wide that you can do in red. Mostly, but you can make goblins, and you make all these other weird tokens. That goes over here. Why am I doing that? Speaking of Arz's Factory, there we go. You can make that Assembly Worker token. That's an uncommon. I have in a couple commander decks that are mostly colorless for fun. It's bad. It's a bad land. You shouldn't play it. Singer Nosferatu, unbeatable in limited, unplayable in constructed. This card is a house in limited, really hard to remove. If your opponent has 4 mana, you basically can't kill it. Unless you have a Wrath of some type. And, or if you have 4 mana, your opponent can't kill it. Unless they have a Wrath. Pretty good card there. And it's probably fine in Commander or something like that. And there we go. Past in Flames. Ooh, I just won a game of this with a Storm deck. It was great. I don't need Past in Flames, really. Also, Cloud Sprite, a named card on a token. you know, I'm not the most excited by that art, but that's pretty neat card there. Mog War Marshal, finally, I think we saw one of those earlier, but this is finally in a frame that I like. Mog War Marshals had some trouble with their art. This is the good art in the good frame, in my opinion. So there we go. I'm actually pretty happy to get that. Logic Knot, this art is beautiful. Who did this? Kev Walker? Yeah, of course. So he does great art. Really interesting art. And if they were going to remake the art, I'm glad they did something like that. It's not, you know, it's not perfect. I do like how weird the original Logic Knot is, and I have a couple of them, so that's fine. Coal Stoker, good for Storm, of course. Stark Withering, good for the Madness deck. Also, this is good for Storm because it adds mana back. So on turn 4, if you cast it from your hand, you get a 1-mana 3/3, basically, if you can cast the other spells, which adds a lot to your Storm count. Strength and numbers pretty good. Deadly Grub, still not good. Flanking, still underrated. Terramorphic Expanse, good. Even Rift Watcher, we've seen that before. Fathom Seer as well. What does this do? Oh, it's a Mana War. But you have to return target permanent. So, you bounce a land, probably your opponent. But yeah, that seems brutal. Especially if you can bounce it, if you can cast Momentary Blink or whatever on it. What's the one in this set? Is it Momentary Blink? I don't remember. This card was referenced in Modern Horizons, if I remember correctly. Interesting card. Fury Sliver, giving double strike. This card's really good. Heartwood Storyteller. Beginning one of the good green hate bears, Hosers, gives you a bunch of card advantage against control decks. And then we have Cloud Shredder Sliver. That would have been really good to open in limited. Flying, pretty relevant for slivers. And it does seem right in that old border. You know, everyone's saying these cards look good in the old border. Some of these, like Dovin's Veto, doesn't fit as well in my opinion. This one does though. Cloud Shredder Sliver. All right. Empty the Warrens on top. Hoodoo Storm was broken, and they brought it back in standard, no less. Super good card. Like I say, even the base mode on that card, casting one spell before Empty the Warrens is pretty good, and you can just make it go insane. Casting Coal Stoker into Empty the Warrens seems pretty good. All slivers have reach. Haven't seen that one yet. Sliver cards are pretty good. Hellbent. Bringing Hellbent back for a second. Not really necessary to keyword that, but sure. A Tapper, always annoying. Rift Bolt, good for Storm. Fine is a removal spell. Fine is just a tempo card, because if you suspend this and your opponent doesn't play anything, you Time Walked them, right? Pretty good. This has Intimidate, right? Yes. Basically Intimidate. I think that's what Intimidate does. Fear is black, and then Intimidate is the color of the creature. Or it might just be red. Ancient Grudge. I'm not going to make that joke. This card is weird as hell, and I love it. It can gain protection from red, which is relevant. And you can pay 0 instead of pay echo costs. This card is one of the best cards. This card is good in Commander. Really good in Cube. One of the best cards in Time Spiral Limited, honestly. Super underrated. White for a 2/2 with flanking, really good. If it would be destroyed, regenerate it. Period. Your opponent has to sink mana into it has to sink mana to kill this card. And it has flanking. This card is so good. It's insane. Just brutal in combat. Holds equipment super well. Speaking of cards that hold equipment well, Char Rumbler, one of the 2 -1 creatures. Spinal, I believe it was might have been Spinal Parasite or something like that. It's a card, 5-mana card with Sunburst that sucks. There's another one. Okay, geez, this box is weird. But yeah, Char Rumbler, one of my favorite cards. Just fire breathing and double strike on a -1. Very nice. I'd be happy to play that any day. Another Dryad Arbor. Another one. Okay. Another Dryad Arbor with another Sorceress Spyglass. Someone was high. Or not high, the opposite of high. Someone was hyper focused on keeping these two together in the factory. That's crazy. And then we got a foil Gaia's Anthem. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That's a good one. And a Griffin token. Let's keep going. Alrighty. Coral Trickster. That one's fine. Morph card. Scourge Shaman. We talked about that one. Gossamer Phantasm. These Thalids are pretty cool. This one's actually like a 0/5 for 2 is like impossible to get over, and then it can just start making 1/1s. So that seems pretty nice. Kabu Primarch. Already talked how good that is with Convoke. No Sprout Swarm in this set. In Limited, Sprout Swarm's pretty good unless your opponent has a counterspell or like ways to interact. So I don't know what people were complaining about, but you know, that is me. I do know what people were complaining about. You know, people lost a lot of games to Sprout Swarm. But I don't think it's as oppressive as people make it out to be. Seal of Primordium's pretty good. Council Raptors, not a very good card. Just fine. You'll play it for sure. Pendlehaven Elder, also very good with making a bunch of Saprolings. I was missing the Saproling synergies there. That player discards a card. This card is crazy. If you can get it in, make it unblockable with something. It can be really beefy. Oh, this is another one. Unbeatable and Limited, pretty good in Commander, honestly, if you can cast it. You need to ramp a lot. But just throwing around damage, killing people left and right. Karavek, the Merciless. And then another Restoration Angel. That's pretty nice. I like blink cards. I like Resto Angels, blanking removal, getting value, cast Restoration Angel on a Thragtusk, win the game. You know, that's pretty much how that goes. Tolarian Sentinel, this card's weird. Return target permanent you control, so it casts Rescue. Very strange. I actually do like Rescue. I cubed it for a little bit. This card is weird. Rigid Kusite. Ridged. This card, +1/+1 first strike. Super black card, right? Not really. Spinner's Sliver, 2/2 with reach is honestly pretty good. You know, you can draft that even if you're not playing slivers. Children of Corliss, good for a lot of combo decks. It's a rebel, you can tutor it. Pretty fine and limited if your opponent attempts to alpha strike. You know, if your opponent has to beat you down differently than they would usually. This card's also pretty good. You have to return a creature you control to its understand, but you can rebuy ETBs with that. There's a lot of ETB shenanigans in this set, and although not like it's all micro synergies, there's nothing that's like super good. Hit the battlefield, make a ton of stuff. Usually, there's a couple, but like they're usually rares. Errant Ephemeron, really good. Kind of sad we didn't open any of those in the draft. Blade of the Sixth Pride. This card is just bad if it doesn't have the old art, the old frame, future sight frame, the new frame basically, the frame that is in the future. This card used to be a powerhouse because it had 3 power for 2 mana. I don't think it's as good in a reevaluation of the format. This card's crazy. Scry 1, Scry 2, Scry 3. My opponent cast this on me and left all on top. So that was 1 on top, 2 on top, 3 on top. That was bad. This is Pariah, right? Damage about this turn target creature is dealt to another creature, yeah. Pretty good. Faceless Devourer and Sudden Spoiling. This one's actually pretty good. Exile another target creature with Shadow. So it makes it, you know, it's unblockable essentially because it gets rid of the other creatures that can block it. Sudden Spoiling, this card I think is almost unfair. One of the worst effects to be on split second. Can't respond to it. Yeah, really, really weird. Teamer Ascendancy, and I think there's going to be a foil in here. You know, Teamer Ascendancy's fine. Interesting gold border card. Yeah, you know, not the greatest in the world. And then a foil Ichor Slick. Ichor Slick is actually really interesting, you know, putting Cycling and Madness on a card so it can be 6 mana, draw a card, kill a creature. That seems pretty good, honestly. And here is this Knight token. That's nice. Cool. Keep going. We got to get through stuff, but there's so much to talk about in Time Spiral, right? I feel like, you know, watching Gavin's video, watching all these people's video on this. We've talked about most of these though, fortunately. Search for Tomorrow, really good suspend card. You know, it's a little late either way. Turn 3 mostly. But it's still pretty all right. What does this do? Oh, it's got flying and flanking. Get it in. That's a good card. This card is just a 4/4 for 5 that makes Saprolings. Again, this card is no good without the future sight frame. It is momentary blink in this set. Momentary blinking stuff is great. Thragtusk is in the old border. I just want to cast momentary blink on a Thragtusk. That's all I want to do in life. So really happy with that. Might of Old Krosa. This is the green entry in the if you cast a spell in your main phase. So it basically has Addendum, which is the Azorius mechanic from Ravnica Allegiance. But they didn't keyword that, of course. Those cards are pretty cool. Rough and Tumble. Pretty good Wrath, honestly. I did some tricky... You can do some tricky things with this, redirecting damage, pumping up creatures. Very good. Stormcloud Djinn again. Safi Eriksdotter with new art. Everyone's pointing it out. I don't particularly like either of the arts that Safi has, but you can see Hans running in the background, so it's really cool. And then the ability is very strange and very good. And it's basically a blink ability. I like it a lot. And Reclamation Sage, that does just... And then a Llanowar Elves token. I actually bought a Llanowar Mentor recently, right before the set was going to come out. So that's great, having that actual token there. And then this card, that just looks so good in the old border. It does fit. And I never really liked Rex Sage's art. I use the promo a lot of the time. I think it was it seems like card art that they had on hold for like 10 years. From they started Mirrodin and they're like, this is too mean to put in Mirrodin. Piracy Charm again. Riddle of Lightning, very strange. I have this. This card was just in one of the... I bought a random collection from a thrift store. This card was in there, and even I was able to determine this probably isn't the best card because you want a bunch of high cost cards, but then you can't kill your opponent or kill the creatures even. Erratic Mutation, similar idea. A lot of variants in there, but you do get to scry. Oh no, this one you don't get to scry, but a lot of variants in there. Interesting. You probably want to be kicking this card, but a 1/4 for 3 probably keeps you alive in some situations. How are we still fighting commons I haven't seen? Orcish Cannonade again. Fortify. Dreamscape Artist. Gyra's a Time Bug. Sunlance. Saltfield Recluse. Stops your opponents from attacking. Is really annoying. That's about what that is. A creature with Split Second and Flash. And... God, this card is... I hate this. Wow. That is very strange. That's really cool, actually. The opposite of hate that. Firewake Sliver, so all of your slivers are fires from Yavimaya. Fires of Yavimaya. Really interesting. Another Mangara of Corindor. Another one. I don't know where I put multicolored cards. Exile Mangara of Corindor and target permanent. This is one of the good blink targets. Even though it doesn't have an ETB, if you blink it in response to this trigger, the target still gets exiled. So you can keep blinking this and exile all your opponent's stuff and really annoy them. This pack has a foil that also looks to be damaged. Oh no, the token's damaged. That's a Field of Ruin though. That's very good. I like Field of Ruin. Probably more than most people. Token's bent. Up nice. Very nice. Looks good in an old border cube and such. Okay, so I am going to organize my piles here for a second, and then I will come back with the last sets of packs. All right, we've got our piles straightened out. We have our Dryad Arbor Zone. We've got about 10 packs left from this box and from Walmart. We'll see if Walmart is better than buying from your local game store. Have hit a bunch of really cool cards. Not really any money cards. This card's actually pretty alright, but there is a lot of targeted removal that is damage based or gives -1. So not as good as it could be, honestly. 4C is pretty interesting. In limited, pretty good. Then Tuco Shaman again. Grave Scrabbler, basically only really good with Madness. You don't want to cast a 4-mana 2/2 that does nothing. Evolution Charm, pretty good. Still, Judge Unworthy. This is the scry deal damage version of the white version of that effect. Still, I don't think particularly good. You want to have high converted mana cost stuff, but then you can't play things. It is better in White, because I think white has a few more suspend cards that are worth playing. Bewilder, pretty interesting. Strangling Soot, just, kills things. Kills things dead. Salt Crusted Steppe. I think that's all the storage lands. I think I've also might have said that before. Might of Old Krosa and Riftmark Knight, pretty good. I think this one has to have a foil in it, doesn't it? Because I can see the cards frames there. Extirpate again. God, getting a lot of repeats, which I'm not like super happy about. I am happy about this. Although, I mean, I guess if you want to build play sets, of course, repeats are good. Extirpate, I'm not like super happy about. I just don't anticipate myself playing it, although it is a very interesting card, a very powerful hoser. Courser of Krufix, though. This card's great. I just want another copy of it. Yeah. And then our foil is Summoner's Pact. This card's just good. That card is just good. Solid value. Not the most expensive of the packs. Actually, I think it's getting up there. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good card. Sting Scourger is how you kill Merit Lodge. It's a bounce spell with Echo. Pretty good. Probably going to put that in my commander deck, honestly. Red needs as many tools as it can. It's going to go in Krinko. Talarian Sentinel again. Reflex Sliver gives you Sliver's haste. Fear is actually pretty okay in this format. Thrill of the Hunt, very good combat trick. Ivory Giant, very good in white decks. Honestly, should play a bunch of those. Penumbra Spider. Oh, this is just a really, really classic pack. Sinew Sliver. There we go. Got like a playset of those, basically. This one's really weird. Rift Elemental. Yeah, very strange. A tapper in black. Black, I actually do have a couple of cards, really old black cards that tap, so that's presumably some of what they're referencing there. Another storage land. Primal Force Mage. Oh yeah, this is really good with haste. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, that creature gets +3/+3. Also really good against Aether Flash, which deals 2 damage when creatures enter the battlefield. Joda's Avenger. This card is BS. I was going to swear there, but I decided not to. 0 mana, it gets -1/-1 and gains double strike, protection from red, vigilance, or shadow. So you can gain shadow and then gain double strike and still deal 4 to you. This card is crazy. Tomb Stalker. This card just ends games. This is just a, it can be a 2 mana 5/5 with flying. This card's really good. Also love being able to see the art, original Future Sight art, I believe. But I do prefer the Future Sight frame. This card was really nice in that set as well. People forget about this card. It's good. It's not as good in Commander, but it's pretty good, in Cube, in probably in Modern or Legacy. It's probably fine. Muldrifter, there we go, classic card. Everyone wants a Muldrifter. Muldrifter in Old Border is probably going to go for a lot of money eventually, unless they start reprinting some of that. Oh, we actually have more packs than I thought. I have another whole layer of packs here. God, there's so much to talk about with these cards, Sting Scourgers. Although we're finally getting through. I mean, this is a really big set because it's trying to condense 3 different sets. Tendrils of Corruption, really good creature removal, gain life with stuff with swamps. So really good payoff for black there. Mana Tithe, very good card. Always be on the lookout for this in limited. And a 10, could be a way to beat Sprout Swarm if they're getting really cocky with it, especially against you. Mire Boa, that card just can hose black, really good. Regenerates, also just a good ability. This Cloudskate again. Smallpox, this card is yucky. Each player loses 1 life, discard the card, sacrifices a creature, and sacrifices the land. Pox is a really fun strategy in my opinion because it's kind of like a Death in Texas, except everyone hates it a little bit more. And I like me some Death in Texas. Glittering Wish, really interesting. Oh man, her eyes are freaky. Also that flavor text, man. She wished for gold, but not for the strength to carry it. Ugh. Yeah, this card's really interesting. I like its ability. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create an angel. Seems pretty strong there. Sliver. Simian Spirit Guide back. I do prefer this art. Although I do like the color shifted frame. That art the art in that is just kind of weird. They should reprint Elvish Spirit Guide. Unless creatures can't be blocked. That's interesting. Brute Force, this card should always be in color shifted because it's probably better in red than it is in green. This card wins games, gives slivers poisonous, so you can deal, you hit them with 10 slivers and they lose the game no matter what they've done. They can gain all the life in the world, and they're still going to lose the game. Ivory Giant, Penumbra Spider. Another Sinew Sliver. Sulfur Elemental. This card exists. I just found out. Imperasaur. Harmonic Sliver. Just annoy everyone. This permanent enters the battlefield. Destroy trigger artifact or enchantment. Again, you have to. Time Spiral is all about weird requirements. Weird downsides, if you will, to cards. So if you have your own artifacts and enchantments, you have to destroy them. Swarmyard. This card was getting up there in price for a bit. Regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. Mostly in rat decks, but now there are probably some more squirrel decks. And insect and spider could probably be relevant. That friggin' art is gross. So, there we are. And Slimefoot, the Stowaway. And a Sliver token. Yeah, this is made by that thing. Anyway, it's an artifact that does that. Yeah. Slimefoot looking good there. I said someone who would, one of my friends said they would trade me their soul for that. So I'll have to try and take them up on that offer. It's been a while since I collected a soul. Skirk Shaman. Slipstream. When you control no islands, sacrifice it. That could be a downside, but your opponent has to control islands too. Another Thallid card. This one's actually pretty good too. You can see you can sacrifice your chaplains to buff your other creatures. Strength in numbers. Yeah, that's the one that's got Fear, Riftbolt again. Tapper. In white, as it should be, Judge Unworthy. Haste and Off-Color Echo. And then Fire Breathing. It's just a fine card, honestly. Dread Return, we finally get one. This card is pretty crazy if you can abuse it, like most future sight cards, honestly. Absolutely crazy having to pay no mana to return a creature to the battlefield, especially if you're in Dredge. Here's another, you can sacrifice Saplings to gain life, which seems pretty good. Stuffy Doll, that was on, probably, I wasn't on this pack, I think Sarah Avenger was on this pack, so that's a really good one. I love this card. Indestructible, choose a player, damage dealt to Stuffy Doll deals damage to them. Really fun. Makes everyone hate you. Good card. Treasure Cruise! And another Sliver token. It's Treasure Cruise. I am excited about Treasure Cruise. This card's good. Play it in blue decks. Anyway. Here's my Sliver deck win condition, my draft deck win condition. You kill them with poison damage. I actually just killed them before that. Oh, this pack is stuck. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we'll get that off. Okay. Get that. Alright. Foresee. Interesting. Keldon Halberdier. Oh, that's the one we've seen earlier. Edge of Autumn again. Feebleness. Search for Tomorrow. Oh, this one's cool. Gotham Raiders. You can just play this in non-red decks because the morph is only discard a card. So if you're playing Madness, it's actually pretty good. And you can just get a 5/5 for like 3 in discard without playing red. I think red wants some Madness stuff. Absorb 1, only card with Absorb 1. This card looked better in the Future Sight frame. Absorb is a pretty crazy ability though, especially if you can get I haven't actually seen him in these packs, but the one that redirects damage, the card that redirects damage, so you get your slivers and then you can redirect damage to your slivers, and then it just doesn't do anything anyway. Flying, Flanking, and Suspend. Infiltrator, Core, Shadow, and Suspend. It's a 3/1 with Shadow. Seems fine. Why did I put these cards here? God, I am just losing my mind sometimes. Domain. Domain Overrun. That seems pretty good. This Goblin again that you can get pro red. Calciderm was Shroud. This is a Blastoderm. Ooh, that's a good card. By the way, I remember just a long time ago there was a Aristic Studies video where he was talking about crazy names for green cards. And Blastoderm was one of them. And then the other one was Brontotherium. Brontotheriums are real things. I'm not trying to, make Sam seem like a fool. He's a very intelligent person, but Brontotheriums are things that exist in real life, not just myth. Teleria West, very powerful land. Transmute for Black Lotus, transmute for lands. Really good tutor. I'm glad to finally have a copy of this. I don't think it was in a time-shifted border, so I'm pretty happy with that. Tide Hollow Sculler. And then there's a foil actually behind it, I can see. Tide Hollow Sculler. Really interesting card. Really fits the old border. Artifact creature, though, by the colored mana cost, a bit strange. Kind of hard to tell it is an artifact creature without that artifact-y border. Very, very cool. And then Castle Raptors is a foil. Not a very good foil. Castle Raptors is fine as a 3/4. If you can give it Vigilance, I guess it's probably fine. There's a 3/5, I suppose. Almost done with the box, but then we still got the Walmart packs to go through. This box, has had a lot of good cards in it, but hasn't really had any haymakers. I don't think. I could be wrong. I could be, misrepresenting, how good some of the cards I've pulled are. I'm not, the most familiar with, which Time Spiral cards cost absurd amounts of money, because that's most of them. Time Spiral is really expensive. What is this? Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. You can kill a Char Rumbler with that. Silversmith. Oh, Sliversmith. Okay, so this is the one that... haha, good joke. Discard a card, create a metallic sliver token. So that's what makes that tokens. I knew it was an artifact of some type. Nightshade Assassin. Battlefield reveal X card. Okay, interesting. That seems like a fine card. Not the best in the world, but you can kill if you have a bunch of black cards in your hand. So black always gets rewarded for having more black cards. Glittering Wish, another one of those. Again, lots of dupes in here, and another Sigil of the Empty Throne. Yeah, really, really a lot of duplicates. That is very strange. Last pack of this box. Start off with a Reality Acid, which is nice. Pretty cool there. I like Reality Acid a lot. Especially in Pauper, you can bounce and destroy all permanents. So yeah, this has Vanishing, and when it leaves the battlefield, its permanents controller sacrifices it. So you can enchant lands with this. You can really destroy your opponent if you can blink it. So if you get cards that blink permanents, Reality Acid's really good. Empty the Warren, pretty good. Primal Plasma. This card is Primal Clay. I prefer Primal Clay. Comes at a 3/3, a 2/2 flying, or a 1/6 with Defender. Primal Clay is is already only 4 mana, so that's fine. Deep Cavern Imp. This card's not very good, but you can discard a card, so it's all right in a Madness Shell. Thallid, Mana Tithe again. Really happy to get a lot of Mana Tithes, actually. We've seen most of these cards. Chromatic Star, Storm All-Star. When it's put into a graveyard, draw a card. Replaces the old one that I'm forgetting right now that had some problems associated with having a draw card on a mana ability, which meant all sorts of weird timing things could happen. With mostly Panglacial Worm. Prodigal Pyromancer deals 1 damage to any target. Of course, the replacement for Prodigal Sorcerer. Probably now more at home in red, but damage... blue's done everything over the course of the game. Almost the same as green, honestly. Target player draws 4 cards and discards 3 cards because spelled in your main phase. Okay, interesting. So that's... The Careful Consideration is the one that wants you to cast it on your main phase. Okay. Llanowar Mentor. Good. Glad we finally got one of these. We actually got one for this set. Discard a card, create a Llanowar Elf. Really good, honestly. And Life and Limits are rare. That's kind of disappointing, honestly. This is a fine card, but it's more just a headache card. Does some interesting stuff, and then we get another Relentless Rats. At least that one's one good to have in duplicates. And this token is damaged out of the box again. So that was cool. Let's see. I'm going to get to the 5 Walmart packs, which we still have, but I'm going to see if there was something super spicy that was missing. I mean, this card was up there in price, $10. It was like $10. This might have been more than that. It's probably gone down to about $10. Restore Balance is pretty cool. I like it. Venser was $10 and it's still staying about there. Cloud Key was super expensive. Okay, there we go. 2 Cloud Keys. I guess that's not bad. And then some of these are pretty dope. I gotta say. I'm not as jazzed about the Old Border as a lot of people, but some of these are pretty good. Sigil of the Empty Throne, Restoration Angel, the Sliver, Vandal Blast, and Arcades, very good. Zealous Conscripts looks lovely. Baral, big hit. All of these, these are just going to add up. Oh, it's Become Immense. There we go. It's Become Immense that was damaged from the pack. Fun stuff. Mystic Confluence, that's really good. This Waste is just fun. Panharmonicon, of course, got that. But I got that before did this opening. And there were some rares in there, Teferi and stuff. So yeah, here's these Walmart packs. We have these now. Just throw them down on my most valuable cards, the foils. Did I get any? I got Summoner's Pact and Pact of Slaughter Pact in foil. That's very funny. Yeah, Gaia's Anthem. Let's check some stuff out. Let's see if we can get some more foil Old Border cards. These packaging for big box stores I hate. It's just even more wasteful than regular packaging. Also, it's impossible to open on camera. Oh my god, come on. I'm gonna damage these cards getting this out of the package. Alright. This also is just like thicker. This pack material. Homing Sliver, there we go. When in doubt, Sliver Cycle, man. When in doubt, Sliver Cycle. Piracy Charm, Riddle of Lightning, Evolution Charm, Blight Speaker. You can also just make players lose life. I forgot that even does that. Seal of Primordium and Green Speaker, really good. Pack for green there, Reckless Worm. The Shade. Phantom Worm. Enters the battlefield with 4 counters on it. Prevent the damage or remove a counter. Okay. So it's wow, that's cool, actually. I haven't seen that yet. It's a Primordial Worm, but it is just better. Just better than Primordial Worm. Keen Sense. This is Curiosity, but on a green card. So, busted. Green is busted. Return to Dust. And then Sudden Spoiling again, but we did get a foil. Yeah, we did. Sudden Spoiling again. Ninja of the Deep Hours. That's really good. And then our foil is a Lotus Bloom. That's a nice one. That's pretty cool. Foil rare. Right out of the gate for these Walmart packs. So, go to Walmart is the answer. Screw your LGS. Go to Walmart. That's what I always say, I've always said that. I'm being facetious here. I'm being sarcastic. I've never said that. Stuffy Doll in this pack. Start off with a Dreamscape Artist. That's a pretty good card, honestly. Joyra's Time Bug there. Deals with Suspense of Sun Lance. Still solid removal. We've seen most of these at this point. The Flanker. Dead and Gone. Still bouncing cards. Yixlid Jailer. Griffin Guide. This is like Elephant Guide, but a Griffin. So chained creature gets +2/+2 flying, and when it dies, it makes that Griffin token that you've seen. Bonded Fetch, so it's got Defender, so it can't attack, but it does have Haste, so that you can activate the ability immediately. Blue card with Haste. Interesting card. Magus of the Moon. There we go. That was a big one. Magus of the Moon was like $30. Was like more than Blood Moon, because Blood Moon got reprinted a lot. Pretty good, even though it's definitely weaker. I like that one. I'm a fan. And Molten Rain. This is not a good pack for lands. And then a Giant token for Pact of the Titan. Destroy target land. If it's not basic, it does do damage. Some people thought this was already in Old Border, but it's from Mirrodin. It does seem like a card that would have been printed back in the olden days when Wizards hated playing the game. If you played the game and you intended to play the game, you just got screwed. I think I might have bent those cards trying to get them out. This is great. I just got potentially super expensive cards, and I'm like over here fumbling on camera, like, oh no, I just ripped the card in half. Was that a foil? There might have been a foil in this pack. Keldon Harbinger, Drifter Ildal. I think we haven't seen that for a while. It's got an upkeep cost But it's unblockable essentially, so that's fine. Infiltrator, ill core, again suspend, massive ghouls. Watcher sliver. This is a fine sliver. It's not great, but you'll play it in slivers for sure. Momentary blink, still a good card. Big game hunter, still a fine card. Haze of Rage, buyback and storm. This card is really, really good. I didn't talk about it earlier. Buyback and storm, really good combo, as it turns out. If you can make a lot of mana, just pump up all your creatures. Buy it back once, cast it again. Still really good. Scrib Ranger. This card's really good. It is honorary elf Scrib Ranger. Rebecca Gay art, beautiful. Protection from blue is more relevant than you'd think. Blocks a bunch of flyers all day, and can untap your elves and untap. Can untap Raphaelos. Hypergenesis, another one of those. That seems pretty good. And then Temur Ascendancy again. Another Temur Ascendancy. I'm not getting the good boys here, I wonder. Okay, let's see if I can open this somehow. Is there? Oh god, there's so much glue. Okay, screw it. Yeah. Sarah Avenger on that art there. That's a brute force. I like brute force. Snapback. Free spell. Assassinate. Actually, we haven't seen that. I don't think much of it, at least. Pretty good card. Search for tomorrow. Chromatic Star again. Psychotic Episode. Orcish Cannonade. Sidewinder Sliver, still really good. And then Whip Spine Drake. You can play this just in a white deck. It's fine in a blue-white tempo deck, though, which is kind of a thing. It says blue-white Suspend is, honestly, with flyers, is a pretty good deck in this format. Tromp the Domains. Again, overrun with Domain. If you can play 5-color, you can kill people with it. Street Wraith with new art. I don't like it, but it's fine. Free cycling, pretty good. It also hurts you, which is also actually good in this context. Benelish Commander. Equal number of soldiers you control, so it's a 1/1 no matter what you do. And then whenever you move a Chime counter, it makes soldiers. Seems fine. Not the best card in the world. Repeal. There we go, it's a good card, and we do have a foil because I can feel it. Return target non-land permanent with convert mana cost X to its owner's hand. Draw a card. That's a pretty good tempo play, honestly. Really good in the old frame. Manifold Key. Oh, that looks super good. Super good in the old border. It's great to have finally an old border Manifold Key and a new border Voltaic Key that you can get in that Japanese promo, which I believe I just bought. So we'll see about that. That might end up in a video at some point. And then we'll see. There's just no way to do this, is there? There's just no way. Can I just do this? Okay. Okay. We'll do it that way. Fine, we'll do it your way. Sarah Avenger, again. One last shot. Damnation. Actually, no. Sliver Legion or whatever it is. The sliver. Give me the sliver. I mean, honestly, these cards are all super good. I'm actually really happy. Even though I'm like, not hitting it out of the park, as it were. I'm like, these cards are all great. Pick Keeper's really good. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Again, still finding cards that I haven't seen yet. Terramorphic Expanse, Fathom Seer. Dead. Rough and Tumble, there we go. Not Dead and Gone. Mireboa, that's an uncommon. Oh, we're in the uncommon, so that means we have 2 foils? What the heck? Oh no, okay, so we just have a foil. Yeah, that's how that works. Mireboa, Harmonic Sliver, Swarmyard, again. Got another Swarmyard. I do remember this card being more expensive than it should have been. And another Treasure Cruise, okay. And then Joyra of the Gitu in foil. That's pretty nice. Okay, so, I mean, that was a pretty successful box. I'm not gonna, and 5 additional packs. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, there's another Resto Angel in there that someone played. Mangara is pretty good. A couple Mangaras. This is really cool. I like the foil Necrotic Sliver. I do like Muruganda Petroglyphs. Magus of the Future is just fun. And Chronicler's interesting. Teferi is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, there's good cards in here. A couple Genocide. Like, I definitely am not disappointed, as it were, with my opening. Although, you know, there were some money cards that I could have gotten that I would have been super happy about getting. There's Outrider in core, flanking, and then you can redirect damage. That card's amazing with Absorb. If I had that Absorb Sliver in this deck, that would have been like almost unbeatable. And yeah, like, until your opponent beats you to death with a flyer, right? Like, you know, almost unbeatable is relative. Let's take a look through here then. Tokens. Yeah, Limp Sliver, there we go. I wish I'd gotten that in the draft. Life and Limb. Some spiders, some stuff. Care Keep. I do like a Care Keep. Not like the monies, but Vesuvian Shapeshifter, pretty good card. Physis, interesting card. Very strange. Boom Bust. I also love me a Boom Bust. Blow up some lands in Modern. Wheel of Fate's good card for sure. Another Scrib Ranger. Thelon of Havenwood. Make your Saproling deck there. Good. Lots of tokens there. Cool. And let's see. Let's do some more digging before we call this a close. Like, I you know, another cloud, like 2 Cloud Keys. I cannot complain about 2 Cloud Keys. Like, this, you know, box opening was very good. And just, you know, you get to see all the friggin', like, or what card is this, right? Flying Haste 2/1 in green. What? Time Spiral is just so weird, and I love it. And I wish they made more sets like this. Rebuff the Wicked. I love Rebuff the Wicked. I wish I'd gotten more. I only got like 1 or 2, maybe. Relentless Rats. There we go. Got 2 of those. Ramanap Ruins. I'm really glad to have that. I want to build a burn deck where each printing is a different from a different set, so none of the cards match. So, you know, that getting the Lava Spike as well goes a long way toward that. Sorcerer's Spyglass. A couple of those. And yeah, so, I mean, like, that is a decent pile. That is a very good set of cards. Let's take another look here. We got multiples of a couple different cards, right? 2 Sorcerer's Spyglass, 2 Treasure Cruise, 2 Relentless Rats, which is, you know, I'm gonna get there. It's gonna cost so much money. Yeah, 2 Treasure Cruises there. 2 Sigil of the Empty Thrones, right? Yeah, 2 Sigil of the Empty Thrones. I mean, that's pretty cool. They work really well in Enchantment deck. Crusher of Crufix, I love that card. 2 Resto Angels, 2 Sorcerer's Spyglass. Vandal Blast, of course, you know, like, all these cards are good. There we go. Lava Spike goes in that burn deck for sure. Bedlam Reveler Might. Become a Mint's pretty good. Mystic Confluence is pretty good. Like, I don't know. This is just all, that's all value. That's all real solid right there. And then this, you know, some of these are good, some of these are not. That's the problem with you know, some rares are bust. I mean, they're all pretty busted and limited. But yeah, I mean, like, 2 Extirpates, can't really complain. Mingara, or Karavek, sorry. Got 3 of the Mythic Suspend cards, Venser, 2 Cloud Keys, again. Cannot complain about 2 Cloud Keys. In fact, I got 2 Hypergenocide, didn't I? 2 Hypergenesis. Magus of the Moon, yeah, for sure. So, there we go. That is a successful box opening, in my opinion. I wish this set wasn't as short printed as it is. It has some really cool cards in it. It seems like it'd be really fun to draft. I was super excited. You know, it's been hard. Wizards has printed so many good draft formats, draft stuff in the past couple of in the past year, where people haven't really been able to draft except on Magic Online, right? And so, you know, Jumpstart was released. It's not really draft, but, you know, kind of. And Commander Legends, I was able to draft that, luckily, and it was a blast, right? Like, Ikoria seemed really interesting. I drafted that on Arena, and that was really good. It's such a shame, and these cards, you know, they're trying to make these cards chase cards, right? They're trying to make people go after all these cards to spend a lot of money on them, I guess, while they made this really cool draft environment that would have been really fun. I don't believe that they're going to reprint a lot of those sets. I don't believe Jumpstart might have gotten like a technical reprint at some point, and it might still, but it's not going to be printed enough to have an impact on the market as much. This is not going to be the prices on this are going to go back up very quickly, especially if play resumes later this year, later in 2021. Prices on this are just going to be the same as they were in original Time Spiral. It's going to have barely made a dent, except maybe in the slivers. I'm pretty sure. It just seems like it's really hard to get a hold of boxes. Boxes are expensive. A lot of people are probably not even going to crack them because you get these expensive cards in the back, right? The rare slot. There's a lot of just generic value. And it's really disappointing. I wish, that we had enough to buy a pack every once in a while. I'd love to open packs of these every once in a while because you see all sorts of weird stuff. I love it. And I was reading all the cards. This is probably one of the longest videos I've done for opening cards, just because it's fun to read all the cards. It's fun to see all this stuff, right? These are all neat. So yeah, the good is that it exists. The bad is that it's short printed. And hopefully you were able to enjoy that with me. I was, like I said, super excited for the set. It was a really fun draft. I might build a cube out of the commons and uncommons and stuff, or something like that. I kind of want to re-experience this draft, and I'll build a sliver deck. And now I have a couple Dryad Arbors that don't look terrible, so that's good. Yeah. So thank you for watching if you have been, and yeah, bye.